Dricus Du Plessis finally responds, and he's got a message for Israel Adesanya in regards to UFC Africa. We got more on this topic and much, much more next.
Broadcasting live from an undisclosed location. This is the Community MMA with your host, Chris Cross.
Yes! Yes! Let's go, baby!
Dana White privilege.
Let's go, baby! Baby! Baby!
Just a few months ago, Dricus Du Plessis captured the middleweight title when he beat Sean Strickland. And now it's back to Israel Adesanya. And Du Plessis finally has a message for him saying, let's meet at UFC Africa. We don't fight at UFC 300. It's not on your terms, but it's on my terms. I'm the champion. We fight when I want to fight. We don't fight when you want to fight. You're no longer the champ. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what Dricus Du Plessis went off the rails and said today. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's true. Izzy no longer gets to dictate when the fight takes place. That's the bottom line. But before we get into it, how did we get here? Let's relive how it went down with Du Plessis and Sean Strickland. If I had to make a prediction for how this is going to go, I'm going to say Sean Strickland's going to win the decision. It's about to get real. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to be split 48-47 Strickland. Oh my God. 48-47 Du Plessis. Oh my God. 48-47. Oh my God. Oh my God. And no! Let's go! Let's go! Yes! Yes! Dricus just stole the belt, baby. Dricus just stole the belt. What'd I tell y'all, man? We'll take the 6-6 night with the 2-0 in the main event on the year. Let's go. Wow. Wow. Dricus Du Plessis steals the belt with a split decision. And just that drama for those last 5 seconds might have made the whole night worth it. I don't know. But Dricus stole the belt. He's 21-2. And he says, hey, I'm not fighting Hamza. So forget about it. We'll talk about that next week. But for right now, Dricus Du Plessis is pumped. He stole the belt. And Sean Strickland has fallen. Despite dominating the stats, Sean Strickland has fallen. South Africa is going crazy right now to have a middleweight champion here at UFC 297. Quit playing with me. You know I had Du Plessis winning that fight. You know I had him winning. You remember? But can he beat Adesanya? I don't know. See, the thing with Adesanya is he's so much better after he loses. It's like a wake-up call. Like he's going to come in ready to dominate Du Plessis. But this isn't like a rematch. These guys haven't fought yet. And if it is in Africa, it's going to be wild. I don't see how it can't. It has to be in Africa. It's going to be wild, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to tell you. And this is a big factor too. So right now we got Adesanya at number 10. Well, where's Du Plessis? 11. Oh my goodness. Ooh wee. So it's close enough to where when I make the prediction, that guy's going to have to slide to 10. And I don't know if it's Adesanya or Du Plessis yet. Luckily, the fight hasn't been announced. All we can do is talk about it right now. But that fight is going to be close. and highly interesting. And I would not be surprised one bit if Adesanya reclaimed the belt. I would not be surprised one bit if Adesanya reclaimed the belt. Because my man is capable of beating anyone on any given day. And Du Plessis is really good. Hamza beats everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Please. I mean, you already know. And you still got Sean Strickland in there. More on him in a minute because he went off the rails too. But this fight is going to be set up. It seems like we're going to get it. And we just got to be patient, wait on it because it's coming. And let all these guys fight each other and beat each other up. And Hamza will come steal the belt eventually. Now, Sean Strickland went off the rails on Bud Light. I mean, he just went off the rails. And that was yesterday. And, you know, blasting Bud Light for their past decisions, which led to the collapse in sales afterward. And then they link up with the UFC. And remember, we did that video a while back, said Bud Light is back. Bud Light is back. But not according to Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland will not let them forget the decisions they made that led to the collapse in sales. So that's what he's got to say about it. It's interesting because all this is going on. All these guys are in the news. And they're all middleweights. So it makes it highly interesting for us to cover, right? Because we want to know what's being said and why it's being said, and if it was the right decision for the UFC to partner with Bud Light. Now, if you think about all this for a minute, in what other sport can you blast the sponsor and not have repercussions coming your way? This is the greatness of the UFC and Dana White. One of his fighters is blasting a major sponsor for the UFC. And I'm sure Bud Light's not happy about it. But at the same time, if you're Bud Light, it gets you back in the news. The past is the past. Now they're partnered with the UFC and Sean Strickland's calling him out. And he's contracted with the UFC. It's just wild. In any other sport, this would not happen. There would be major problems and repercussions because everybody's so afraid to lose advertising and sales and promotions and marketing and all this stuff. But in the UFC, Dana White says, hey, there's no backlash. The fighters can say what they want to say. This is the fight game. This is the way things happen. This is the way things go. And that's what... The fact that I like the sport so much and the fact we got a president that's like that is just awesome because it gives the fighters the right to kind of say what they want to say. And why not? Let them do their thing, man. I mean, let them do their thing. That's the way it should be in every sport. Let the fighters say what they want to say. Now, listen, UFC 299 is quickly approaching. We covered this in the last podcast. We gave you 6 predictions. And now we want to take a quick look at the polls. The first one, Mateusz Gamrot versus RDA, 74% in favor of Gamrot in the poll. You're seeing that right. So 3 out of 4 say Mateusz is going to finish. Not finish, but beat RDA. If you say finish, that number probably comes down. Well, not probably. Will. Then you got Curtis Blades and Almeida, 83%. Jailton Almeida. 83%. And I'm with them, right? So far, the people are with us on the predictions. Gilbert Burns, Madalena, 53-47. Yeah, I say that's about right. It's going to be very close fight, man. Very, very close fight in that, welterweight showdown. Then you got Kevin Holland and Michael Venom Page, 58% for Venom Page, and that's the first one that's against us. I'm taking a chance on Kevin Holland. I just want him to come through because he's a UFC fighter. I want to see him beat the Bellator guy that comes in. Chandler came in. He did really well. and we kind of knew he'd do well. Venom Page, I'd say he's probably going to do really well too, but Kevin Holland's no slouch. Dustin Poirier and BSD, Benoit Saint Denis, 54% for Saint Denis, very close. Another one that's against us. Then you got O'Malley and Vera. Isn't this crazy that he lost the first fight, but 56% say he's going to win the second fight, and that's because they believe, just like I do, that the injury caused him to lose that fight. I mean, it's real simple. The injury played a factor in that fight. But yeah, you got O'Malley edging out Marlon Vera. So some very close polls there, 2 or 3 of them. You know, there's a wide spread, but all in all, very close in some of the polls, as you'd expect it to be. Ladies and gentlemen, there's some really good fights, if you haven't noticed, at UFC 299. I mean, there's some really, really close fights. And not just close, but like you figure it's close on paper, but it's going to be close in the actual fight as well. Because the matchmakers know what they're doing. They're giving us the fights that we want to see. Make no mistake about it. Another prediction we're going to get to right now, we didn't talk about the other day because we didn't have it done, is Petr Yan. Petr Yan's fighting in the main card on pay-per-view. A fight that he must win. Let's get into it right now. In the bantamweight division at UFC 299, you got Petr Yan coming in at 16-5, taking on the up-and-comer Song Yadong, who comes in at 21-7. Of the odds are really close here. Yadong 1 inch taller at 5'8". He's just 26, a lot of upside. Petr Yan right in the middle of the prime, or is he, at 31? Both guys 67-inch reach. Yan is a switch stance fighter, always an advantage. Yadong stands right-handed. Now, Petr Yan has the advantage in the strike game. 5 significant strikes per minute to 4.4 for Yadong, but it's still very close. Petr Yan can also take the fight to the ground. He gets like a takedown every other round. Yadong would get one like once every 5 rounds. So that's going to be a factor. Now, Petr Yan, a.k.a. No Mercy, 85% takedown defense. So he's defending all takedowns, it seems like. But he suffered a few losses lately to Merab Dvalishvili. Decision. Dominated with 11 takedowns. Wow. Petr Yan lost to Sean O'Malley despite having 6 takedowns. He lost a split decision because O'Malley led 84-58 in significant strikes. Petr Yan also lost the belt to Aljamain Sterling. So he's lost 3 in a row. His last win was against Corey Sandhagen. Now Yadong, a.k.a. Kung Fu Kid, 73% takedown defense. So this could be a close fight on the feet. He's won 2 in a row against Chris Gutierrez decision and Ricky Simon KO. He last lost to Corey Sandhagen by KO. And see, that's a difference. Petr Yan has struggled in the last 3 fights. This is a fight that he must win. And I expect him to step up, right? He's got great takedown defense. Song Yadong can't land takedowns. Song Yadong has good takedown defense, but Yan will probably get 1 or 2. The key here is going to be the strike game, which is very close, but the heart of Petr Yan won't allow him to lose this fight. He's simply better. He'll win, likely by decision, to move to 17-5 here. Bantamweight division, UFC 299. Yeah, so another good fight here. Petr Yan's back is against the wall. He's going to pull this thing out. And I thought that way before even looking at the stats. It's just like, is Petr Yan going to really fall off the face of the earth like that? Song Yadong's a good fighter, but if Petr Yan loses this fight, it's over, man. I mean, it's over. I just can't see it happening. But we had to get into that one because it has big implications on the rest of the bantamweight division. Because you would think that Petr Yan's gonna bounce back and eventually might get back to a title fight. I mean, he's that good. He just suffered a few losses in a row to like O'Malley and others, and you know, O'Malley's the champ. I mean, so the guy is gonna get back, but it's got to start here. And this is a fight that if he loses, you might as well just say it's a wrap. It's a wrap if he loses this one. Make no mistake about it. Must win for him. So let us now jump into the Q&A, if I can get this set up right. It's like we're having all types of problems with this thing. But I'll get it corrected. So, you know, people are weighing in, and, you know, some people agree with me, man. Some people don't. But it's always fun. I mean, it's always fun in the Q&A, because I almost like it better when people disagree with me. I almost like it better when people come at me. It just makes me better. Tell me how you feel. Let me know if I'm wrong. Bo Jackson does. And I love that name, by the way. Bo Jackson. Everyone's got these great, awesome names. And I see him already there in the Q&A. We're going to get to him in a second, but you got first person weighing in just saying Dustin, man. All day. All day. With the bicep curl. I feel you. So you got a Dustin Poirier fan there. Bo Jackson saying fraud. Straight up fraud. He's always upset with my predictions. You know. We made a few mistakes this year. We said one guy's going to win, and then in the title. But looking back at the original prediction, that's what we go with at the end of the day. At more to Fister, I think, says Ali and his fighters think they deserve things. All they deserve is more humble pie. Hamza done beat Usman, so Usman needs to go down the ladder and back to the drawing board. Dude just ain't good anymore, or as good as him, or as good as him and Ali. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, he's not. Yeah, Usman's not as good anymore. But but this is the thing, is that's how they dismiss Hamza. They say Usman. I hope Usman comes back and KOs somebody, dude. Because all these guys are terrible when Hamza beats him. And then you look at Gerald Mearshart. He won 4 of the next 5. Kevin Holland started winning. You know, these guys come after they fight him and win, even when they get dropped in 17 seconds. Adatura says, Howard Anis Matouche. And yeah, it's in a different language, so we're going to have to skip that one. Bo Jackson says fraud once again. I hear you. Another person weighed in and said, laugh out loud, you got to do better if you want to be taken seriously. Basharat is better on the ground, ? Laughing my butt off. You know. Yeah, I mean, listen, we're going to get some wrong. Again, what about the other 8 that we got correct? At the Michael Reynolds says, I point out one other thing about the O'Malley fight. While if Cheeto does the same game plan, and that's this, equals take out his wheels, he has a weak leg, so kick him to, you know, to the end to stop his abilities and fast hands. Start cutting the tree down from the jump. Yeah, and I'd say if you're Marlon Vera, that might not be a bad idea. And speaking of this Q&A, we're gonna have to get this stuff. Trying to do this the easy way, but it just seems never to get right. So hopefully you can see it, but it is what it is, you know. But yeah, he's got to start chopping a tree down right away. Because but O'Malley's just is a precision specialist. You know, you think he has a weakness, but can you get to it? I don't think so. I don't think you can get to O'Malley like that to even land kicks, because O'Malley's got a game to where he can shoot in, he really wants to stand and strike, he can keep you off balance with his leg kicks and jabs and punches, and it all sounds great, the game plan, until the fight starts. And then the game plan is like out the window. I thought he had very little chance to beat Petr Yan when he jumped from like 13-1 in a day. And then little chance to beat Aljamain Sterling. And he proved everyone wrong. It's like, so now what do you say? It's like the guy had one loss against Marlon Vera and he got injured in the fight. So other than that injury, he's undefeated. So the guy is good, man. And this fight this week is going to have a lot of big implications, obviously, going forward, because if he beats Marlon Vera, there's still other guys there, like Merab Dvalishvili will be a word. That's going to be the fight that's going to have to be made. But, you know, right now, if he can get past this, and then he gets past Dvalishvili, then he's destroyed the whole division. He's beaten everybody. And I think that's what we're going to see potentially. Dvalishvili will be the toughest one of them all. Please believe it. But listen, we had to get in here and talk about it, man. Du Plessis versus Adesanya. I can't wait for that one. I cannot wait for that one. UFC Africa. When's that going to happen? 303, 305? We already know 306 is at the Sphere. So you got 301 to 305. I like 305. Miami style. UFC 299 in Miami, baby. I love it. I'm looking forward to this weekend. But listen, for now, that's a wrap. It's your boy Chris Cross. As always, hope you have a great day. And God bless. Peace.